How do you charge up your battery bank when solar power isn't an option? What if you're just not set up in a location that solar is really truly an option for you? Maybe you're deep in the woods and you can't get a spot that's clear to the sun all the time. So what other options are there? Let's talk about those today. For context, folks, I built my first off-grid system back in 2010. I had 3 205 watt panels for a total of 615 watts. And I started with a small battery bank that kept growing until I had 660 amp hours at 24 volts. And those solar panels just could not keep up, particularly in the winter. So today we're talking about some legitimate ways to charge up a battery bank off-grid without solar panels. You could use things like wind turbines and micro hydro and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to talk about those today and tell you what I think the best option is for most people. So stick around for that. But before I do, let's cover each of those methods and I'll give you the pros and cons that I have found as I continue to explore alternative methods to charging up battery banks, or for that matter, power stations. Let's start with micro hydro. I really think micro hydro could be an awesome solution. Let's face it, if you can get a micro hydro turbine that you can put in a creek near your off-grid property that could provide you with power 24/7, 365, well, you can't beat it, and you don't need that much power to do it. If, for example, you had a 200 watt micro hydro turbine, well, that 200 watts is going to give you 4,800 watt hours in 24 hours. Just 200 watts. But here's the problem, folks. All of the systems I've found that are reasonably priced either don't really produce that much power, or the voltages are off. I see a lot of 12 volt ones or 3-phase 220 volt and all that kind of stuff. And those cheap ones just don't have good reviews. They need a fair amount of water flow. I just don't have that at my location. And even if I did, there's a lot of work involved installing those. Just getting one of those set up with a charge controller and cabling and everything else isn't like setting up solar panels. It's just far more complicated than that. Now, yes, I'm sure some of you might have even done it. And if you have, drop a comment down below and let me know how it went for you. But all my research tells me that this is not your standard DIY type setup that just anybody can go grab something off of Amazon, plug it in and go. And I saw lots of systems on Amazon that weren't that expensive, but they were, 20 watt, 50 watt, 12 volt systems for over $100. Yes, there are some systems out there, but you're probably going to have to spend upwards of $2,000 to $3,000 to get a decent enough system to charge up your battery bank. Do I think it's worth it? Yes, but you probably have to have someone else come and do that install work unless you're a serious DIY kind of person. So micro hydro is an option. I've mentioned it before, but currently for me, I have not seen a good enough option that makes me decide to get one and try it out. Now, the next thing on my list is a wind turbine, and honestly, I've been looking at windmills, wind turbines for a long time for my cabin because I would love that. The idea of having a wind turbine either mounted to the roof of the cabin or somewhere nearby that can generate power during inclement weather, it's cloudy out, it's snowing, or at nighttime, absolutely appeals to me just the same as micro hydro does. However, folks, every time I go and investigate windmills, I've yet to find any that are not too expensive that appear to produce enough power that they would work for me. But if you're looking for something under $500 or even under $1,000, I haven't seen any that appear to produce good enough power that are frankly made of materials that are going to last very long. I just don't see them as an option in that lower price range yet. So yes, wind turbines in a bit of a higher price range are absolutely an option. I've even seen some around $1,500 that may work. You still got to get a pole for them, but it's more than I've wanted to spend so far for what you get for them. And the last two things I have, one of them is the DC charger or alternator charger. You can connect these up to the car battery, set them up, and then provide much more charge to charge a power station or battery from your car. Now, there's a couple different ways of doing this. Usually, they don't have a battery setting. Some do. For example, I've got a couple e-takers. I've used the e-taker F1000 and the 2000, and both of those do have a battery charging profile, so you can connect those up to your car, run your car as if it's a generator, and then charge up your battery or batteries with it and get anywhere from 500 to 1,000 watts. Though I will caution you, at 1,000 watts, you might be pushing the alternator on your vehicle. So unless you've got a really powerful alternator and you're not using your car to run anything else, then getting 1,000 watts is absolutely doable. And if you're only needing to put a couple thousand watt hours back into your battery bank, running your car for 2 hours at idle doesn't use much fuel, and it can be very convenient. So DC chargers, great option, especially for someone that can't move a generator around or doesn't have one. And some of these DC chargers are not very expensive. You've already got a car or a truck or a Jeep or whatever, so you can turn that vehicle into essentially a generator to charge up your batteries that way. The last option, and I think this is the absolute best option, where solar's not going to work for you, and frankly, micro hydro or wind turbines are too expensive or also may not work for you, and that, folks, is a generator and a battery charger. Now, let me be honest with you, folks. Generators aren't that expensive. I've got a 4,000 watt, they call it a 5,000, but it's really a 4,000 watt continuous max speeding rods inverter generator that I believe ran about $730 when I reviewed it. Now, they did send it to me. This is not a video on that generator, but I do have that. A lot of these generators work perfectly fine to charge up your batteries. Now, here's the thing. You really do want these newer inverter generators that provide pure sine wave, because they're going to be a lot easier on sensitive electronics. So it's kind of important to make sure whatever generator you're using can provide good clean power to your battery charger. And frankly, at the cost, you could get a 2,000 watt inverter generator that puts out pure sine wave and run a 1,000 watt or 1,500 watt battery charger and run just fine. Now today, I went ahead and I made some coffee, because you know what? If the power goes out, can you make coffee in the morning? And I'm an old jarhead. I like to have coffee. And I needed to deplete the battery on my little off-grid system that I built for some previous videos. And so I got the coffee pot out. I made some coffee for a friend of mine, and we sat around and chatted for a while and enjoyed that coffee. And honestly, folks, it didn't deplete this battery enough, because it's a 240 amp hour battery. But it did drop it down enough that I could charge it back up with my LiTime lithium iron phosphate battery charger. It's a 40 amp charger, and that charger was putting out plenty of power to charge up this battery. It took 25 minutes to get it charged back up, but it wasn't that depleted. But I could get a 60 amp or even 80 amp charger. Those work really well, and these new inverter generators don't use a lot of fuel. They're fairly quiet, so you can set it out behind your shop, let it run a long extension cord in and charge your batteries up that way. And I'm going to tell you this, folks, a lot of the people that live out around where my property is, that's how they charge their batteries up. Many of them have small solar panels, and those are hooked up to kind of help provide some charge when the sun is out. But when the batteries start to get depleted, they fire up the generator, folks, and they just run it until the batteries are back to 100%, then cut it off and continue to march. You cannot beat the cost of a small inverter generator and a 40, 60, 80 amp charger, frankly, with micro hydro or with wind turbines. Obviously, if you don't want to run gasoline, hey, guess what? They make dual fuel generators you can run off of LPG or propane. If you don't like that, well, then you are limited to wind turbines and everything else. But honestly, I always say, 2 is 1, 1 is none. I've got solar power, but I back up my solar power. Even though I've got 2,400 watts of solar, and I have a plan to add more and bring that up over 3,000 watts, I've got a 6,000 watt generator sitting behind my cabin with an auto-gen start switch so that I can fire it up whenever it needs to fire up to get my batteries back up to snuff if they're getting drained too much. And the bottom line here, folks, is that you cannot beat having that generator and a charger. In this case, which is kind of the last choice. It's under the same theme, but that is an inverter charger. There are a lot of companies that make inverters that have also built-in chargers with them, and many of those also have 2-wire starts for an automatic generator start switch. All you have to do is, if you have a generator that has 2-wire start, a lot of these little ones even have that nowadays, you can run a cable between that inverter charger out to the generator, get all that hooked up, and if your battery bank drops down to that low threshold, the inverter is going to kick that generator on. It's going to switch over to charger and charge those batteries back up. But honestly, folks, having a generator and a charger, too simple, too easy. inexpensive. I think it is the best option for most people, and they're super simple to set up. Honestly, you take the leads from the charger, you put the negative lead on the negative side, the positive lead on the positive side, fire up the generator, turn the charger on, and let it run until everything is fully charged. It'll quit providing a charge once it sees that it's charged up, at least if you're using a decent one like this lead time I'm using here, and every one that I've got does that, honestly. From the cheapest lithium battery chargers I've had to the more expensive ones, they all do it. Super simple. So there you have it, folks. I hope that helped somebody out, and if it did, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. And thanks to all my members. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for that. Keeps me motivated, keeps me making videos, and I'll keep at it. Folks, I'm going to drop another video right over here just for you to check out. You all have a great day. The old Jarhead out.